So I've always felt very strongly about it, and I've been watching very carefully what others have been doing.
Royal watchers around the globe, prepare yourselves for the kind of palace-shattering revelation that comes along once in a generation. Prince William, the future king who has always carried himself with quiet strength and unshakable duty, has now taken the boldest, most decisive action of his public life by formally demanding a full, independent, court-approved DNA test. This comes in direct response to Meghan Markle's sudden and suspiciously timed announcement of a third pregnancy. An announcement that insiders say arrived wrapped in layers of carefully orchestrated leaks and half-truths that simply do not hold up under any serious examination. What was meant to be a moment of private family joy has instead detonated into the most divisive royal scandal since the Sussexes first stepped away from official duties, leaving the entire institution scrambling to contain the fallout, while William stands firm, insisting that truth, transparency, and verifiable proof must come before any claim to royal connection or public sympathy. Palace sources with intimate knowledge of the inner workings at Kensington Palace reveal that the pregnancy news did not emerge through any traditional royal channel, but instead trickled out in a series of calculated private whispers to select Hollywood insiders and entertainment journalists, beginning in mid-February. Just as Meghan's latest lifestyle brand project was facing mounting criticism for lackluster engagement and delayed launches, one well-placed contact described how subtle hints first appeared in closed-door conversations at high-end California gatherings, where Meghan allegedly mentioned feeling unusually tired and adjusting her schedule around mysterious medical appointments, all while refusing to name any specific doctor or facility tied to the announcement. Harry, meanwhile, had been locked into an intense global travel calendar that included extended stays in Singapore for an environmental forum in early January, followed by back-to-back appearances in Toronto for mental health summits, and then a high-visibility polo tournament in Argentina, where photographs captured him looking visibly strained and distracted, rather than radiating the glow of impending fatherhood. These overlapping commitments, according to multiple timeline experts consulted by senior advisors, created an almost impossible window for the kind of private, intimate period that would have been required for conception. Yet the Sussex camp continued to push the narrative forward through anonymous quotes and strategic social media teases that painted a picture of domestic bliss, without offering a single piece of concrete medical evidence. Unlike the births of Archie and Lilibet, which came with official palace statements, shared ultrasound imagery, and clear confirmations from recognized physicians, this third pregnancy relied entirely on vague lifestyle updates and friends of friends briefings, creating an atmosphere of deliberate mystery that many inside the firm now view as a calculated tactic to generate headlines while shielding the real story from any form of independent verification. It was this growing mountain of inconsistencies and the complete lack of transparency that finally pushed Prince William to act during a high-stakes emergency strategy meeting held in the secure private offices of Kensington Palace just days ago. Those who were present described the room falling into absolute silence as William reviewed a meticulously compiled dossier containing cross-referenced travel logs, private communication records, photographic evidence from public events, and confidential medical pattern analyses from previous pregnancies. With his jaw set and his voice steady, but carrying the full authority of a man who knows he will one day lead the institution, William reportedly stated that the royal family could no longer afford to turn a blind eye to unverified claims, especially when those claims carried the potential to impact the line of succession and the hard-won public trust that the monarchy has spent decades rebuilding. He demanded not a simple paternity swab, but a comprehensive, independent DNA test to be administered by a neutral international laboratory, with results to be reviewed by a panel of court-appointed medical experts completely removed from any influence of either the Sussex household or the royal household. This is not about settling old scores, he is said to have told his closest circle. It is about protecting the future of the crown, ensuring that every child linked to the royal bloodline stands on solid, verifiable ground, and preventing the kind of manufactured controversy that has already cost the family so much in reputation and unity. William's advisors emphasize that the decision was reached only after weeks of quiet deliberation and exhaustive fact-checking, because the future king understands better than anyone that the monarchy's survival depends on facts, not headlines, and on accountability that applies equally to every member, no matter how far removed they may claim to be. The reaction inside the Montecito mansion has been nothing short of total upheaval, according to individuals who remain in close contact with the household staff and inner circle. Meghan was reportedly in the midst of reviewing final creative concepts for an upcoming brand collaboration when the news of William's demand reached her through a discreet intermediary, and sources describe her face draining of color before she slammed her tablet down in visible frustration, immediately summoning her team of legal advisors and public relations strategists for an all-night crisis session. The atmosphere inside the sprawling estate has turned tense and electric, with raised voices echoing through the hallways as the couple and their closest confidants debate every possible angle, from compliance to outright public pushback, framing the DNA request as an invasive overreach into private family territory. Harry, for his part, is said to be emotionally shattered, spending long, solitary hours walking the grounds, phone in hand, repeatedly attempting to reach his brother through private channels that have so far met only silence, leaving him caught in an agonizing tug-of-war between his unwavering support for his wife and the deep brotherly bond that once defined their relationship. Close friends paint a heartbreaking picture of a man who appears increasingly isolated and overwhelmed by the widening gulf within the family he still holds dear, torn between loyalty and the growing realization that this demand could mark a permanent fracture point, with no easy path back to reconciliation. Within the broader royal family, the support for William's stance has been swift and unequivocal, with several senior members stepping forward behind the scenes to reinforce the necessity of absolute clarity. Princess Anne, known throughout her life for her no-nonsense approach and fierce defense of institutional standards, has made her approval crystal clear during recent private family discussions, describing the demand as a long overdue assertion of leadership and emphasizing that the monarchy cannot continue to absorb unverified claims without risking its credibility in the eyes of the public. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has remained the picture of poise and strength in every public appearance. Yet those closest to her confirm she stands completely united with her husband, quietly reinforcing the need for the Sussexes to meet the same standards of transparency and accountability that every other working royal is held to, especially when the eyes of the world are watching their every move. The deeper significance of this DNA demand reaches far beyond the immediate family tensions and touches the very heart of how the modern monarchy must operate in an era of relentless scrutiny and global connectivity. For years, the Sussexes have built a public brand that draws heavily on their royal heritage, while simultaneously distancing themselves from the rules and expectations that come with it. And William is determined to establish clear, unbreakable boundaries before any further erosion of public confidence can take hold. Insiders stress that this is about more than one pregnancy announcement. It represents a broader effort to reclaim control over the narrative and to ensure that royal connection is earned through conduct and transparency, rather than claimed through carefully timed headlines. The absence of collaborative medical oversight, the conflicting details leaking from different Sussex-affiliated sources, and the glaring timeline mismatches have only deepened the sense that something fundamental is missing, prompting the future king to act with the kind of decisive clarity that many royal observers have been hoping to see for years. This moment is being viewed inside the palace as a potential turning point, a chance to reset the relationship on terms that prioritize the institution's long-term stability over short-term sympathy or personal branding opportunities. As the story races forward at breakneck speed, the global media machine has shifted into overdrive, with headlines dominating every major outlet and social media platforms erupting in a storm of opinions, theories, and passionate debates that show no signs of cooling down anytime soon. Some royal enthusiasts are applauding William for demonstrating the exact kind of strong, principled leadership the monarchy desperately needs in uncertain times, while others accuse the demand of being unnecessarily harsh and intrusive into what should remain a private matter. Yet beneath all the noise, one central question refuses to fade into the background. Will Harry and Meghan agree to the independent testing and finally bring closure to the swirling speculation, or will any form of resistance only deepen the divide, potentially altering the way the Sussex family is recognized in official royal records, security arrangements, and public communications moving forward? The answers, when they come, could reshape alliances, influence succession planning, and redefine the delicate balance between personal privacy and public duty in ways that will echo through the royal family for decades. The coming days and weeks promise to deliver further dramatic developments as decisions are finalized, positions are clarified, and contingency plans are activated at the highest levels of the palace. The royal press offices on both sides of the Atlantic remain on heightened alert, carefully weighing every word and every move to protect the institution, while the world watches with bated breath to see how this latest chapter in the ongoing royal saga will ultimately resolve. This is far more than a fleeting tabloid storm. It is a serious, profound examination of trust, responsibility, legacy, and the expectations placed on those who carry one of the most famous names in history, no matter where they choose to build their lives. The truth, whatever form it ultimately takes, is something the public has waited for, and something the monarchy itself now demands with absolute clarity. The royal family stands at a genuine crossroads right now, and the revelations that emerge in the days ahead could change everything we thought we knew about loyalty, legacy, and the future of the crown itself. Stay engaged, stay informed, and we will be right back with more the instant anything new breaks, because this story is only just beginning, and the truth, when it finally emerges, will be impossible for anyone to ignore.